Hello, am I audible, guys? Now, hello, am I audible? Audible.
Ah, yes, Karma.
Yes.
Now also it will face the problem. So tell me, okay? So so we are means we are preparing the exception handling, right? We are means we are seeing the flow of the exception handling. So what it will do? So we will see by starting. Okay. Suppose we have created the program like that. Okay. Now voice my screen is visible now for everyone.
Yeah.
So here, if I write a program like that system dot out, and inside that, if I write 100 divided by 0, what it will do? It will create a exception. It will give you the exception. The exception it will give, that is the arithmetic exception, right? Whenever we write like that, it will throw one exception that is called as the arithmetic exception. If we want to see the what internally will happen, we will come to the paint, okay, and here we will paste our code. Okay. So what JVM will do? JVM will execute our program by top to bottom. Is the top to bottom? It will execute all the lines. Okay. So when JVM will come to this line, that is the system.out.println and the 100 divided by 0. So what it will do? It is throwing the exception. It is throwing the exception here, right? So what it will do? The method in which exception occur. The method in which exception occur, that method will be create an object. That method will create an object like that, and inside the object it will add three things. Which thing this that is the first one is the exception class name, right? First one is the exception class name. After that, the another thing is the that is the description. Another thing it will be add, that is the description, and after that it will add the stack trace, means on which line exception is occur, right? And in which package it is present and which class in which it is present. It will print all the thing inside the stack trace. Description means how, means why our exception is occurred. It will print inside the description, and which type of exception it is throwing, the exception class name it will be shown. Okay, inside that, in this method, though in this line it is throwing the exceptions. What this method made, it is making the object like that. That is the this object is made by the main method. This object is made by the main method, and inside the object it is adding three things: exception class name, description, and stack. After that, what is happened? JVM will ask to the main method. JVM will ask to the main method, do you handling the exception or not? Okay, it will ask to the main method, the method in which exception is came. That JVM will ask to that method. So this time this exception is coming inside the main method, right? So JVM will ask to the main method, do you handling the exception or not? Right. This time we are not handling the exception. So what JVM will do? JVM pass this object to the default exception handler. Here one thing is present, that is the default exception handler. Okay, we'll pass this object to the default exception handler. This default exception handler will print all the object. Means this object it will print. The default exception handler print this object. Is whatever things which are present inside this object, it will print that object. What is present inside that object? That is the exception class name, description, and stack. Yes, it will print. Now we will try to run this one. We will come here and we will run this. So if I run this one, see exception in thread main java.lang.arithmetic exception. This is our what? This is our exception class name. This is our exception class name. After that, divide by 0. This one is our description. See, this is present inside our object. Exception class name, description, and after that stack trace, means on which line exception is coming, in which package it will present, and in which class it is present. Okay? It is printing all the things. See, April polymorphism X dot main, right? It is printing all the things. This is the stack trace. So who is printing this message this time? That is the default exception handler. Who is printing this message this time? That is the default exception handler. Now if I handle this, okay, with the help of try and catch. Suppose I write try here. If I write inside that, after that we will write the catch like that. Okay, and inside that parenthesis, what we need to do? We have to pass the exception class name. Which exception is coming? Whatever exception is coming, try to write that exception. We can write here the exception because exception is a parent class of all the exception in Java. right? But except if we write the if any exception is coming inside the line, try to write that exception. Okay, try to write that exception. This time I'm writing here arithmetic exception. The arithmetic exception is coming into the line. That's why I'm writing here the arithmetic exception. Simply I'm printing the handling code. System.out, and here simply I'm printing exception code, that is the okay. If I run this one, see, it is printing the message, that is the handling code. This time who is printing that? That is the handling code, means whatever we write, means whatever program we write, handling code is printing. That handling code is printing now. Okay, there are three ways to print the error message, exception message. So how, what are they? First is the this way, is the system.out.println, and we will write here e. So what it will print? It will print the exception class name and the description. Right, what it is printing? Exception class name and the description. It is not printing the stack trace. Another way is that the e dot print stack trace. E dot print stack trace. The most useful method, and most of the people are using this method only, because it will print all the things. Okay, is the print stack trace or description or the exception class name, it will print all the things. Suppose if I run this one, okay, so this time what it is printing? It is printing all the things. Is the exception class name, description, and after that it is printing the stack trace also. Okay, it is printing all the things now. Now this is the second way. Now the third way we will see. The third way is the e dot get message. E dot get message we have to write inside the system.out.println. And inside it we will write e dot get message. And if I run this one, see, this time what it is printing? What it is printing this time? What is this? This stack
Description.
description, right? This is a description, means with the help of e dot get message, it is printing only the description. These are the three ways to print the exception code. Okay, now we will see the ways. Okay, that is the different scenarios to with the try and the catch block. Suppose we have a error here, or we have a exception here. Suppose we are writing the catch block. Okay, suppose we are writing here the catch block. Here if I write the another catch block like that, here I am writing the exception e. Can we able to write this one? Can we able to write this? Even any cases? One is saying yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can able to write this. Means if any exception is coming inside the try block, if that exception is not handled by this first catch, that will be handled by another catch. Okay, that will be handled by the another catch. Suppose if I put this one and if I write here, here I am writing the exception. Now can we able to write this one?
No.
No. Why? If I run this one, see, you will see which error is coming. Unresolved compilation problem. Unreachable catch block arithmetic exception. It is already handled by the catch block for the exception. Means the exception we are wrote inside the catch block, that already handled by the first catch block. That is the we have wrote here the parent exception. Means all the exception, right? All the exception, that is the unchecked and the checked exception are coming inside this one. That is the if you write the parent exception, right? We don't need to write the this one. If you write parent exception inside the first catch, we cannot able to write the another catch block. Okay? We cannot able to write we cannot able to write another catch block if we write the parent exception before the inside, if we write the parent exception in the first catch block. Okay, now we will try to write the same exception in both the things. Okay, copy, and here also I am writing. Now can I able to write this one? No, one is saying no. Anyone have any another one?
No.
No, right? If I run this one now, see, we will see what will become. So it is saying it is already handled by the catch block. Means whatever we write up inside the second catch block, that we are handling inside the first catch block. Okay. So why we will write again and again? So we cannot write same exception class name inside the multiple catch block. After that, if I write here one try and multiple catch, one try and the multiple catch, can we able to write that? Right? I cannot able to write that. After that, if I write here our try and catch, suppose here our try and catch, and in between that I am writing something. System dot out here. Here I am writing hello. Here I am writing hello. So can we able to write that now?
No.
No, Manan is saying no. Anyone have any another answer? Manoj is saying also no. Okay. If I run this one, see unresolved compilation problem, syntax error, insert finally to complete the block statement, syntax error on the token catch invalid record header name. Means try is always go with the catch, or otherwise we can write here the finally also. You can see now the finally. Okay, so these are the scenarios. Okay, now another one is the another thing is also there. Suppose if I write here inside this try block, if I write the another try block. Okay? Suppose inside the try block, if I write another try and the catch block, can we able to write that? Can we able to write that? Manu is
Yes.
saying yes. Yes, right. We can able to write that. Inside the try block, we can able to write the another try block also. Okay. If I write here, if I cut this one, and if I write this try catch block inside the catch block, so can we able to write this one? Can we able to write this one?
Yes.
Yes, but we have to change the here object. Is the reference object means the exception reference variable name we have to change from E to E1. Okay, so we can able to write that inside the catch block. Here our exception is handling inside the try block. Our exception is handling, right? So why we are writing here again try and catch block? Anyone knows? Any guesses? Any guesses? Here we are writing the risky code, right? Here the exception is handling. So why we are writing try and catch block again? Anyone knows? I'll tell you. Suppose we are building the connection of the SQL database. SQL database. We are building the connection with the SQL database. If it is being the exception, we are trying with the Oracle database. Okay? We are building the connection with the Oracle database. If that Oracle database is also throwing the exceptions, what we will do? Okay? So for that, we are writing here the catch block. For that we are writing here the catch block. If SQL, if some problem is some exception is coming between the where while building the connection with the SQL database, so it will come with the if it will try with the Oracle database, right? It will try to connect with the Oracle database. If Oracle database also facing the exception, so it will handle by this catch block. Okay, it will handle the exception with this catch block. Okay, that's why we are writing here the try and the catch block. Is the use of that. Okay. Now we will see the finally block. Why we are writing the finally? Remember this thing. Finally can be executed all the time. Okay, if exception is handled or if exception is not handled, okay, that time only our finally will execute. Suppose here inside a try block, what we will write? Inside a try block we will write the risky code. Inside a try block we will write always write the risky code. Inside the catch block, what we will write? The handling code. Okay, and after that, after catch we will write the finally. Okay, after that we will write the finally. Inside the finally, which code we will write? That is the cleanup code. Simply we will write here the cleanup code. Inside the finally we will write the cleanup code. Suppose some file we have opened here. Okay, inside the try block, suppose we have opened this file. We will take for example here new file, new file input stream. Okay, we will see that only this is that remember one thing, this is the use for the reading the file. Okay, this thing is used for the reading the file. Okay? Here what I am writing, I am writing here e block, you have to e drive, you have to read the file, that is the xy or abc dot txt. Okay? From the e drive you have to read the file. I am storing somewhere file input stream. Yep. Yes, I'm writing. Okay. This is saying that we have to write catch and catch blocks here. I'm writing this time it is throwing the file not found exception. So simply I'm writing here file not found exception. Okay. This time I'm writing here file not found. So this is used to read the file. Okay. I'm writing this one. After that, what I'm writing fis dot read. Okay. After that, what I will do simply I'm writing here fis dot close. Simply I'm writing like that. Okay, simply I'm writing like that. Okay? It is throwing some error. Ignore that one. What I'm doing here, I'm reading the file. Okay, I'm taking the file, I'm reading the file, and after that I'm closing the file here. Okay, I'm closing the file. Suppose while reading the file it is showing the error. Okay, suppose the while reading the file it is throwing some error exception. So what it will do, it will come to the catch block. Suppose this line is 1. Okay, this line is 2, and this line is 3. Okay, on the second line is this throwing the exception. On the second line, suppose on the second line it is throwing the exception. So what it will do, it will come to the catch block. Right? It will come to the catch block, and it will not close the it will not close the file. So what it will do, it have lots of chances to leak our data. It have lot of chances to leak our data, right? Our file not close, no, till now. So what it will do, it have lots of chances to leak our file data. For that, what we will write inside the finally block, we will always write the cleanup code. Means this FIS dot close, you will always write inside the finally. Means it is execute all the times. If exception is handled or exception is not handled, that time only our finally block will be execute. Okay. Suppose if you take the example here, simply here, right here the system dot out. Here I am writing 100 divided by 0. 100 divided by 0 inside the catch block system dot out. Simply I am writing my message this time not divided by 0. Not divided by 0 I am writing inside the finally block. I am writing one message system dot out finally block. Okay. Now if I run this one, so sorry, this time the another exception is coming, that is the arithmetic exception. Okay, arithmetic exception. I change it finally. Now if I run this one, what will be the output? Anyone knows what will be the output?
Yeah, we are getting arithmetic exception and finally block is executed.
We will get the arithmetic exception and it will execute the catch block, right? It will execute the catch block not divided by 0, and it will execute the finally block also. It will
Finally block.
execute the finally block. Now we will try to run this one. Not divided by 0 and the finally block is printing. Now if I write here 50. Okay, now what will be the output?
2 and finally block.
2 and the finally block means our finally block is executing all the time. The finally block and the finally block. Now we try to run this one. So 2 in and the finally block. And the finally block it is printing. So the finally block is executing all the time. If exception is coming or exception is not come, that time also our finally block will be execute. Suppose here exception is come, that time our catch block will also execute, our finally block will also execute. Okay, and our program is not terminated. See, system dot out. Simply I'm writing, and here I'm writing hello. Okay. This time what will be print? What it will print? Simply in here our exception is not correct. So it will print this thing, and after that it will print finally block. And after that it will print hello. Means this time our program is not abnormally terminated because exception is not occurred. If I run this one, hello will be print on the console. See, hello is printing means this time our program is not abnormally terminated. And after that, if I write 100 divided by 0, what will be the output?
Divided by 0 and finally block.
Hello will print.
Oh,
Hello will print or not? Anyone?
no.
One is saying print.
It will print.
It will print. Okay. Now we will try to run this one. It will print because we are handling the exception here with the help of try and the catch block. With the help of try and the catch block, we are handling the exception now. That's why it is printing the hello. It will not abnormally terminate our program. It will not abnormally terminate our program. Suppose if I remove this catch from here, suppose I am removing the catch from here. Suppose I am writing here simply try and the finally. Can we able to write that? Can we able to write that? Manoj is saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Then what will be the output? And we saying no, yes. Okay. What will be the output now? Any cases? If it is wrong, also no worries. Exception will get. Exception will get. Okay. So our hello will be print or not? Hello, finally block. It is printing or not? It will print or not?
Yes. It will print.
Hello will be print or finally will be print?
Both will print.
Both will print. How we will try to run this one? One is also saying both will be print. If I run this one, see, only finally block is printing and it is printing the exception. Why? Because this is not printing because it is abnormally terminate our program. Here exception is coming. Exception is coming and we are able to write the finally block also. But we are not handling the exception here because what we are doing here, we are not handling the event here. That's why what it is doing, it is abnormally terminate our program. First time it will do, it will throw the exception. After that, it is printing the final block, and after that, it will abnormally terminate our program. It is not handling the exception. Means we can able to write try with the finally also, but remember this thing, it will not, it will abnormally terminate our program. Okay, so this is the final block. We see some theory. That day I show you the hierarchy of our exception class. So this is the new hierarchy I have. Wait a moment. I will show you the new hierarchy. This is the hierarchy of the exception class. Inside that, object is the parent class of the all the class inside the Java. Provable is the parent class of the exception and error, and the red line showing the runtime exception. All are the runtime exception, and the blue line showing the compile time exception, that is the checked exception. Red line means unchecked exception. Blue line means the checked exception. Here class not found, IO exception, no such method exception, SQL exception. These are all are the checked exception means the compile time exception. The runtime exception inside the red line. These are all are the unchecked exception means the runtime exception. Now how we divided these exceptions? Okay, how we are divided this one, that is the class not found and no such method, and the means checked exception and the unchecked exception, compile time exception and the runtime exception. How we have divided this one? Firstly, we will come to the print here. That day we saw one example, right? So if we have a normal routine, suppose if we have a normal routine, inside that routine, what we will do? Firstly, we will wake up, right? Okay. Firstly, what we will do? We will wake up. Firstly, we will wake up. After that, what we will do? Simply, we will ready for the ready for the office, like that. Simply, we will ready for the office. After that, what we will do? We will take our bicycle. Please ignore my drawing. Okay. We will take our bicycle, and after that, we will come to our office. That is this one. Suppose our church. This one suppose our church. Okay. This is our normal routine. This is our normal routine. That is we will wake up, then we will ready for the office, then we will take our motor or bicycle, and then we will come to this church. Okay. If anything is coming, suppose our bike is punctured, or rain will become sometimes. What this rain means and what this puncture means?
Exception.
This is the exception. If we had accident here, what that means?
Error.
Error. Accident means the error, and the rain and the puncture mean the exception. We will find the another alternative way to solve the exception, and we will maintain our normal flow. This is our normal flow. We will maintain by the alternative way. Suppose who will the compiler here? Who will act as a compiler here? Suppose the mother. Okay. Suppose this one is our mother. Suppose this one is our mother. Mother is act as a compiler. Okay, mother is act as a compiler. Spirit means mother ask you every time, right? Mother ask you, have you bring the wallet? Have you bring the means ID? That is the search ID you have bring. Have you bring the tiffin box? He will, she will ask everything, means she will ask you only. Okay, she will confirm you, have you taken that. Okay, she will indicate you that have you taken that things, right? He will ask you, he will indicate you, she will sorry, she will indicate you all the things. Have you bring the purse, have you bring the ID, have you bring that. It will not create a problem inside the home. It will not create a problem inside the home. If you not taken that thing, it will create a problem into the search. Right? It will create a problem into the search. Okay, suppose your mother is ask you everything. Suppose your mother is asking, like, have you bring the purse and all. So this type of exception, suppose we are taking here. So purse, purse not found exception. This was our first exception, that is the purse not found exception. Another one is the search ID. Search ID not found, not found exception. Search ID not exception. These are the exception will take care of the mother. This of this exception will mother will take care, right? First, have you taken the purse? Have you taken the search ID of it? It will ask you. Right? It will ask you, and you have to report that. If you are not taking that, you have to take that, and you have to go to the office, right? It will only mother will only indicate you. It will act as a compiler. It will act as a mother will act as a compiler here. Okay. Suppose you had an accident, so we will write here the another exception. Suppose you had an accident. So which type of accident is that? Accident exception. Accident occur exception. Okay, no, sorry, this is the error. So puncture occur exception. This one is our one exception. Raining exception. Okay, raining exception. He will means mother will not take care about this thing, right? If your means bike will be punctured, training will become. Mother will don't know. The mother will be don't know. So this mother have some limits. So mother have asked only this thing, that the person not found, search ID not found. He will ask you only this thing. Mother will not ask you that is the have your bike is punctured, your bike training will come. She will not ask you, right? So the compiler have some level. Okay, compiler have some level. So compiler will do the exception or handle the exception at some level only. So that exception which will handle only to for this classes, that is the class not found, IO exception, no such method exception. These are all at the compiler level. These are all at the compiler level, and these are all at the runtime. Okay, these are all not at the compiler level. Okay, these are all, that is the runtime exception and the error. These are all not at the compiler level. Okay, and these all the exceptions that are coming inside the compile time exception, they are all coming into the compiler level. Okay, compiler level it will come. Now what is meant by compile time exception and the runtime exception? Many people think like that the exception which are coming at the compile time, that is known as the compile time exception, and the exception which are coming at the runtime, that is known as the runtime exception. That is only wrong thing. That is the pure wrong thing. Okay. So what is the mean by that? So always remember that the exception will come at the runtime. All the exception are come at the runtime. Means if you are not bringing the purse, or if you are not bringing the search ID, so where it will create a problem? It will create a problem into the search, not in your home. Okay. When you are executing, that time only exception will come. Okay, that time only exception will come. If you are not executing, if you are means sitting in your home only, that time you are not getting any exception. But you are not bringing the person search ID and all. When we are executing, that time you are getting the exception. Means always remember that exception means coming always at the runtime. Okay, always exception is coming at the runtime. Okay, that is the difference, and that's why all the classes are divided. That is the means the compile time exception and the runtime exception. Okay, after that we will see one theory about the finally. Here this like our work will going on. So 1 minute. Okay. This is our finally block. Java finally block is a block used to execute important code such as closing the connection. Suppose we have a file we have opened here. Okay. Suppose we have a file we have opened here. If we want to close that file, that we will write inside the finally block. The cleanup code always we will write inside the finally block. Okay. After that, Java finally block is always executed whether an exception is handled or not. If we are handling the exception or if we are not handling the exception, that time also it will be executed. If if we are handling the exception, that time only our finally will execute. If we are not handling exception, that time our also finally block will be execute. Finally block will be execute all the time. Okay, finally block will execute all the time. Okay, after that the finally block follows the try catch block. It will always follows the try catch block, or we can write with the try block also, but it will not handle the exception and it will abnormally terminate our program. Okay. After that, finally block in Java can use to put in a code such as closing a file or closing a connection. Just now we saw that, right? If we are want to open the file here and if it is facing some problem, what it will do? It will not close the file. For that, we will write the cleanup load. Always we will write the cleanup load inside the finally block. Right? We will always write cleanup code inside the final block. Inside the try block, we will write the risky code. Inside the catch block, we will write the handling code. Inside the final block, we will write the cleanup code. The important statement to be printed can be placed in the finally block. If you want to print some important statement, okay, if there is handle or a exception is handle or exception is not handle, that we will write inside the finally block. Now we will see by the flowchart. If we are writing the program, exception is occurred, no, that time also finally block is executed. If exception is occurred, yes, exception is handled. If we are not handling exception also, that time also final block will be executed. If exception is handled, that time also our final block will be executed. If we are handling the exception or not handling the exception, that time our final block will be executed. If exception occurred or if exception not be occurred, that time also our final block will be executed. Means finally block will be executed at all time. Okay, not sometime. There are some cases that time our finally block will be not executed. So first case is that there is using of the system.exit method. If we are using the system.exit method, that time our finally block will be not executed. Okay, if we are using system.exit method, there will be possibility that our finally block will be not execute. Another point is that causing the fatal error that causes the process to abort it. Some error is coming inside the program that means that causes process to abort it. That time our finally block will be not execute. Another case is that due to error occur in the finally block, if any error occur inside the finally block, that time also our finally block will be not execute. And last one is that if our thread will be dead, we will see what is meant by thread and all inside the next session. So if thread will be dead, that time also our finally block will be not execute. These are the some cases that time our finally block will be not execute. Instead of that cases, our finally block will be execute all the time. Okay, our finally block will be execute all the time. Okay? So this is the all about the finally block. Anyone have any doubt here? Anyone any doubt? No. Anyone have any doubt? No, nothing, no. If you have any doubt, please tell me. I will explain you again. No worries. One is also saying no. Okay. So we will try. We will see new next topic, that is the throws keyword. Okay, and important point to know, that is the throw keyword we will see this time. What is why we are using the throw keyword? Okay, why we are using the throw keyword? Suppose here we come, here exception is occurred. Suppose we are coming inside the main method and here the exception is occurred. Suppose I am writing here the system.out.println. Here we are writing 100 divided by 0. So this time what it will do? It will throw the exception. That is the arithmetic exception it will throw. What it will do? JVM will ask to this main method. Actually, it will abnormally terminate our program. It will create an object. Then JVM will ask to the main method, have you handling the exception or not? If it is not handling the exception, the object will be passed to the default exception handler, and default exception handler will print that object. Otherwise, if we are handling the exception, what it will do? That default means whatever we write inside the handling code, that message will be printed on the console. Right? Simple. Suppose this exception is, suppose we are making the another method here. That is the public void m1. Okay, simply I'm writing this one. Here the exception is coming now. Okay, here the exception is coming now. This time what we will do? Suppose if I want to call this method with the help of object, we can call that, right? simply we will call that object. We are making create an object with the help of object dot em, where it is, where this time error means exception is coming. Where exception is coming?
From M1 method.
Inside the m1 method. Okay, the method in which exception is coming, that method will be create an object. That method will create an object. Suppose I will copy this one. You will see on the paint. Okay, we'll remove this one. All this one. Suppose I'm printing this one here. Okay, this one is our code. Now what it will execute all the code line by line. Okay, all the code it will execute from top to bottom. First it will see test object dot is equals to new test. It will see any constructor is there, so no constructor is there. Now it will see object dot m1. It will see object dot m1, so we are calling our method, it is the object dot m1. So it will come here, it will see here exception is coming. Okay, here the exception is coming. When exception is coming, what it will do, it will abnormally terminate the program there. After that what it will do, it will create an object method in which the exception is occurred. That method will create an object, and inside that object it will add three things. What are the things? What are the things? First one is the exception class name, right? First one is our exception class name. After that, what is the second thing?
Description.
Is the description, right? Simply description. After that, what is the third thing?
Trace.
Tag trace, right? Here tag trace. Three things it will add to the object. Okay, and now which method is making this object? Which method is making this object now?
M1.
M1 method. Okay, this time M1 making this object because exception is coming at the M1 row. Inside the M1 method, exception is occurred. That's why M1 method is creating the object this time. Okay, what it will do, if you want to handle the exception, here also we can handle. Okay, this JVM will ask to this method. First, JVM will ask to the M1 method. Okay, we will handle. We will ask, that is the JVM. JVM will ask to this method, that is the M1 method, do you handling the exception or not? Okay, we are handling the exception or not. After that, this method is saying no, right? This method will say no, I am not handling the exception. This m1 method is not handling the exception. After that, the JVM will ask again to the main method, means the caller method. It will come to the caller method, means from wherever that method will call, JVM will come to that caller method. Okay, JVM will come to that caller method. So from main method we are calling this method, right? Here see, from main method we are calling the m1 method. See, this one, that is the main method. So it will come to the caller method again, and it will ask to that caller method. Which is the caller method here? It is the main method. Main method is the caller method. From here, main method we are calling the method. It will ask to the main method again, you handling the exception or not? It will ask to the main method again, you handling the exception or not? It is also saying that no, I'm not handling the exception. So JVM will come to the default exception handler. Okay? It will come to the default exception handler, right? It will come to the default exception handler, and default exception handler will print this object. Default exception handler will print this object, right? This like it will work. So now if we want to handle this exception, we can either handle here, JVM will first ask to here inside the m1 method, right? Or we can handle here also inside the main method, because JVM will after it will ask to the m1 method. After that it will ask to the caller method. So here is the caller method. So here also we can handle the exception, and here also we can able to handle the exception. Now we will try to handle that. Simply I am writing here the try. Okay, instead that, for that I am writing the catch block. Simply I am writing the catch block, and arithmetic exception is throwing here. Simply I am writing arithmetic exception. Here I am printing system dot out. Here I am writing not divided by 0. Okay, now it is okay. Now if I run this one, what will be the output?
0.
Not right. If I run this one, not divided by exception inside the main. Remove this all the things from here. Okay, we are not handling the exception here, right? Now we are try to handle here. Simply I'm writing try in the m1 method. Okay, try block. Inside the try block, I will write the exception. Is the method. This method I will write here. After that, I will write here the catch block. Okay, exception E, arithmetic exception. Okay, and here we will print the statement. The system.out, and here we will print the message. Whatever message we want, we will print. Not divided by. Okay, simple. We will print like that. Now, if I run this one, see what will be the output. Okay. Oh, sorry. Now, if I run this one, I think some error. I think some error we have. Okay. This time we will try to run this one. See, not divided by 0. And where we have handled the exception this time? Inside the main method. Inside the caller method, we are handling the event. But means exception. Try to handle the exception in the where it is coming. Okay, it is coming here also, here only, no? So try to handle the exception in the here also, here only, where the exception is occurred. If don't miss, sometimes you can try on the caller method, but try to handle inside here only, where the exception is come. Okay, so in the means with the try call, with the caller method also we can handle the exception. Now what is the use of the throw keyword? Okay? What is the use of the throw keyword here? Throw keyword is used to make the user define exception. If you want to make the user define exception, that time we will use the throw keyword. This time which method is creating the creating the object? This time it is creating m1 method. Okay, m1 method is creating an object, right? Exception is coming inside the m1 method. No, so this time exception is created by the m1 method. Right? Now what I will do? I will remove this one. Okay, all the things I will remove. Now we will see the throw keyword. Okay, now we will see the throw keyword here. Okay, simply I will make one class. If you want to see the if you want to see the syntax of the throw keyword, that is the okay, syntax of the throw keyword is the new and the exception class name, and here we will write a any argument. Okay, any argument we can write here. This is the this is the this is the syntax of our this is the syntax of our throw. You have to write the throw keyword and after that new and the exception class name. Okay, this is the syntax of our throw keyword. Okay, this is the syntax of our throw keyword. Now we will try to write one thing here. Suppose we have taken one example, that is the age. Okay, that is the voting example. Okay, if age is below than 18, it will throw one exception, that is the you are not eligible. Okay, age not eligible exception it will throw. It will try to create that exception. Okay, age is below than 18, will create a exception, that is the age is your age is not eligible, or age is not eligible exception it will throw. Now we will try to create that. Suppose I am writing here younger age. I am creating one class here, that is the younger age. After that what I will do here, simply I am creating one constructor here, and here I am writing super, we will one parameter from here, string name or string message. We will simply write here inside super, we will write message. And first thing we have to extend is a, you can extend here runtime exception also, or you can extend the compile time exception also. This time I am try to extend the unchecked exception. Okay, try to extend the unchecked exception. So we have multiple exception here, right? So I am extending the unchecked exception, that is the runtime exception. Runtime. First thing is that we have to extend the runtime exception. The unchecked exception, you can extend checked exception also, the unchecked exception also. So try to extend only unchecked exception. That will be better. Okay, it will be better. This time I'm extending the runtime exception. After that I'm writing here younger age. Okay, I have created one constructor string. After that here I'm providing the string message. Okay, one parameter I'm passing, and that parameter I'm passing from super method. Okay, I will tell you what is the use of that. After that class test, inside that I am writing one thing, that is the main method. Here I am writing the main method, and after that what I will write, simply I am declaring the int age equals to 20. Suppose I am declaring here 20. Okay. After that I am writing one condition here, if this is less than 18. Age is less than 18, that what it will do, it will print our message, it will print our exception. So after, for that what we need to do, we have to create an object, right? If you want to call this method, if you want to call this method, this constructor, what we need to do, we have to create an object. Simply I am creating the object new younger age, and instead that I am printing one message, that is the age is not valid. Simply I am printing here. Okay, and after that inside the else block I'm writing here system.out eligible to vote. Okay, simple I'm writing to vote. Here what it is doing, simply what it will do, JVM will come here, it will print, it will assign 20 to the age. After that 20 is less than 18. 20 is less than 18, it will, sorry, we will write here age is less than, okay, 20 is less, 20 is less than 18. So it will compare that, and after that it will see new younger age. Okay, new younger age. New younger age means we are calling our constructor. It will come to this constructor, right? And what is the message it containing? That is the age is not valid. This message is containing this statement, that is the age is not valid. After that super dot message, we are printing here the super dot message. Super dot message means it will print a message. Okay, whatever description we have, it will assign that assign this message to the description. Means this time what we are doing, programmers means we are creating the object, and we are assigning all the classes there. Okay, we are assigning all the classes there. Simply if I run this one, what will be the output? Eligible to vote. Okay, because 20 is less than it, 20 is our condition is false this time. Okay? Condition is false this time, that's why it is printing eligible to vote. Okay? If we are writing here 70, okay? Now what will be the output?
Age is not valid.
Okay, if I run this one, it is throwing exception. One minute. If I run this one again, it's message.
Tanmay, before new keyword, we have to write throw keyword also, right?
Sorry, we have to write through. Sorry for that. Now if I run this one, it will throw the exception. See, it is throwing the exception in thread main polymorphism. It is showing our class name, that is the younger age, right? This one is our class, that is the younger age. After that, it is showing the description matters that the age is not valid. Right? It is showing our message that the age is not valid. Means this message it is showing age is not valid. After that, it is showing the description on which line error is coming. Okay, on which line exception is coming, it is showing that. Right? This time, what we are doing means programmer is creating the exception object. Means whenever our exception is occur, that time what it will do, method in which exception occur, that method will create an object. Means programmer is creating the object. Means this throw keyword is used for creating the customized exception. If you want to create a customized exception, that time we will use the throw keyword. Okay, that time we will use the throw keyword. But if we are using the throw keyword, our program is abnormally terminated, handled here. Our exception is not handled. Suppose Here I'm writing system.out, and here I'm printing the hello. See here, hello is printing or not? Hello is printing means our code is not abnormally terminated. But if hello is not printing means our code is abnormally terminated. Our code is means hello is not printing on the console. Okay, hello is not printing means our code is abnormally terminated here. For that, what we need to do, we have to use the try and the catch block. For that, we have to use the try and the catch block. Throw is only used for the creating the object. Okay, this time we are creating the object only. Okay, creating the object, we are not handling the exception. If you want to handle the exception, we have to handle that using the try and the catch block. Okay, suppose if I write here the try and class block, suppose I will remove this one, try, and inside that I will paste that code. After that, if I write here catch block, sorry, catch block, inside the catch block we can add our class also. Okay, what is our class? That is the younger age. Okay, I'm writing younger age. After that, if you want to print that one, simply we can print also p dot print stack trace. You print like that also, and if I run this one, our program is not normally terminated this time. See, hello is printing, and this one, that is the younger age is not valid, and at polymorphism is dot main. This time we have successfully created the customized exception. Okay, successfully we have created the customized exception this time. Okay, our code is not also abnormally terminate here. Okay, and if you write anything, okay, suppose I'm writing system.out.hello, after the throw keyword, see what will be the happen. It is not allowing that. See, unresolved compilation problem, unreachable code means this JVM is not reachable to this code. Means if you want to, if you write anything after the throw keyword, that will not read. Okay, that will not, it will give you the compilation problem. Okay, it will give you the compilation error. Okay, so do not write anything after the throw keyword. Okay, and throw keyword is used to create an object, and that object is created by the programmer. If you want to create a customized exception, that time we will use the throw keyword. Now we will see some theory about that. So first is the keyword. Try keyword is used to write a risky keyword. A risky code we can write inside the try code, try block. Tag is used to write the exception handling code. Okay, that is the alternative way for the exception we can write inside the catch block. After that, we will write the finally. It maintains the cleanup code, is the closing the resources and all. We will write inside the finally block. After that, throw keyword. Throw keyword creates an exception object manually. Means this time of that method will not create an object. This time programmer will create an object manually, and we can hand over to the JVM. We can hand over that object to the JVM, and JVM will use to the, if we are handling the right exception, handling code will be print. If we are not handling that exception, so default exception handler will print that code. Okay. After that, we can throw either checked exception or the unchecked exception, but throw is the best for the customized exception. Okay. We can use the, we can use throw keyword for making the customized exception. If you want to create any customized exception, that we can use the throw keyword. And means if you want to create a throw keyword with the checked or unchecked exception, you can able to do that. Okay. After that, we can only throw class that comes in the throwable child class. Throwable is the parent class of the exception and the error. We can write any class. Okay, we can only throw class that comes in the throwable child class. So many means all the exception class we can use, or error class also we can able to use here. Okay. After that, we cannot write any statement after throw, otherwise it will provide an unreachable statement here. Means just now we saw that if you write anything after the throw keyword, throw statement, it will not print that, and it will give you the compilation problem, unresolved compilation problem. It will be throw. Okay. So that's all about the throw keyword. Anyone have any problem till here? Anyone have any problem till here? No. One is saying no. If you have any problem, please tell me. I will explain it. Okay. So I hope you understand the finally keyword as well as the means the throw keyword. Okay. So Tomorrow we will see the throws keyword. What is the use of the throws keyword? How we will use the throws keyword. Today we saw finally keyword is used to write a cleanup code inside that. Right? If our file is open here, we can close here, close inside the final block. If our connection is open here, we can write the cleanup code inside the finally block. And throw is used to create and customize exception. If you want to create a customized exception, that time we will use the throw keyword. With the help of throw keyword, programmer can build our customized object. Okay, it can build the object. It can create an object. Means who create an object? Programmer will create an object. It will hand over that object to the JVM. Okay, it will hand over that object to the JVM. That are the use of the throw keyword and the finally. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Today's assignment is that you have to create you have to create a program on the throw and the finally, and with the exception that also you have to solve, and you have to send on the group. So that's it for today. Thank you for your time. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye.